Oh boy. Okay, so this Scout Walker, dude, like...
It looks like something that should be in the droid army.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned that already, but it doesn't look like belongs in the First Order aesthetic, and it goes to like the First Order being more extreme. Like it looks alien. Like it just looks like I don't know.
It doesn't look like anything from Star Wars.
It looks weird.
Yeah. It's almost like the cockpit from the First Order transporter, and they just kind of sat it on 8 legs. And I think it's kind of, like you were saying, supposed to be representative of, like, you know, the First Order kind of takes what the Empire had, but they take it to an extreme. So, where the AT-AT was kind of a giant walking camel, their new AT-AT is like a big gorilla thing with, like, piercing red eyes. And where the AT-ST was like a chicken, this new Scout Walker is, like, I don't know... A spider, maybe? I don't know how to describe it. Some weird rat-looking thing.
It's like a... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like an alien... Like, it looks like something that would, like, land on, like, Earth and then, like, come out of, like, a little crater with, like, these weird tentacle legs that would, like, scuttle around on real quick. Like, I don't know. It looks weird, and there's no good minifigures in it, really. I can't believe we're getting a set with a ground crew in it.
I know! I thought we were so past that. Like, do you remember when the Force Awakens sets came out, and it's like, whenever they wanted to make a set feel more whole or, like, hit a minifigure quota, they just threw in a ground crew.
They added some more ground crew guys. Like, man, these guys are great, huh? I think people are gonna love these guys.
Yeah. No. Oh my god, the freaking ground crew. We just can't get away from them. The ground crew are gonna be the snow speeder of, like, minifigs. Like, when you think you're done with them, another one comes out.
I hope the next spin-off is about the ground crewmen.
Dude.
On Starkiller Base.
Ground Crew, a Star Wars story. It's about how their helmets are really heavy, so they all have neck problems, and they can barely see out of it.
Yeah, how do you see out of that?
I have no idea. But, yeah, so...
I think that's indicative of that set.
Right,
the fact that it has a ground crewman in it.
Yeah, it is the First Order snow speeder of this wave, and even though that set had some redeemable qualities, like the minifigs, this one, I think it's just a complete clunker. No unique minifigs. Hux has hair, but it's just Obi-Wan's hair, so it's not like even that's unique.
Yeah.
I think they probably could have saved the set by having Hux with a hat with dual molded hair, but I'm sorry, we all know dual molded hair is way too much to ask for from LEGO when it comes to Star Wars. So I guess I should learn my lesson there. And then I guess maybe there's like a new helmet mold for the Resistance guy, but I mean those are probably some of the more uninteresting figures.
Yeah. They just haven't been in the movies at all. Like they're not like very cool looking or anything.
Right. Yeah. So like there's nothing really nice I can say about this set, and it's probably gonna be like $50. Oh, how the mighty have fallen! Can now compare that to like the second X-wing that came out? That was a $50 set. The white one, it came with like Luke, Porkins. It was the first. I think it was the first white X-wing. Mm-hmm. I guess that would have been the Dagobah one, but the one after that was still $50. And now we're getting this like Scott Walker same price. Like, could you if you walk into a toy store, like, oh god, like which one am I gonna pick? It's a hard decision to make.
You have a budget of $50, little Billy. What are you gonna get?
Can you imagine?
I want to get this.
Could you imagine a kid saving up his allowance, $50 to walk into a store and buy that thing? No, could you imagine like a parent walking into the store and they don't know anything about Star Wars. They just know that their kid loves it, and they're like, "Oh, I have a budget of $50. Like,
$50. That'll get me a good
Star Wars set. Give me a good Star Wars set. Like, I don't want to get him something too small, but I can't afford like the really big stuff. So I'll just get this, like mid-range set. He'll be really happy with this. And like he opens it up, and it's the saddest moment of his life.
There's probably kids on Christmas that opened up their Lego set and it was the First Order Snowspeeder.
Oh god, no! There's kids who open it up and it was the Imperial. What's it called? Not the troop transport, but the assault carrier.
Oh, that one's even worse because it's like they could have bought something. They could have bought anything else with that money.
You could have gotten the Millennium Falcon for like $20 more.
It was $20 down the drain. Was it $130?
I think it was $120. So $30 more could have gotten you the Falcon, and that's what you walked out of the store with.
That's sad. That's a travesty. But on a low note, that brings us to a much higher note. The next set in the Jedi Wave.
We got the saving grace of this wave, I think. The Kylo Ren TIE Fighter.
Yes. That one definitely my favorite so far of what I've seen in the new sets.
For sure.
Just looks really cool. Looks in line with the First Order TIE Fighters.
Yep.
It'll look really cool with those.
With the red cockpit, the kind of interceptor-like wings, and the Vader's TIE Advanced type, like, back of the cockpit area.
Some clear inspiration there for young Kylo. And a great minifigure in it. The new the First Order Special Forces pilot, which I know you and I have been wanting for a long time. So.
I'm just mad I only get one. It's like, I have 5 First Order Special Forces TIE Fighters, so I gotta figure out a way to get 9 more of that.
He just switches shifts between each one. Like,
right, oh, okay.
There's only one. Yeah.
So I guess one I can just fill out with Finn and Poe, and then the other one, it can just be 4 that belong to that one guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See?
He has like a garage of TIE Fighters that he gets to choose from. That's what happens when you're in Special Forces.
Special Forces, man. Only one guy can make the cut.
You get options.
That's why, but isn't it kind of weird that he's in that set? Like, it's very obviously a one-person fighter. But
it's because Lego doesn't do sets anymore where only one minifigure comes in it.
True.
And especially a set that's like, that one's gonna be like $70, I think.
Yeah, $70.
So, if they just did Kylo Ren in that, it's not a big enough draw. Even though I think Kylo Ren is a big enough draw by himself, and plus that's a figure that, was in the last movie, and that people definitely wanted.
Right.
And that the only reason why they probably didn't do it already was just because they didn't have, like, the concept art for it yet or something, Like,
I can see that. But, I mean...
So, I don't know. It's just one of those, like, Lego always throws in figures, and people will, like, complain about it. Like, I've seen people complain about, like, the new Y-Wing.
Why does that have Moroff?
Yeah, like, why does Moroff and Admiral Raddus in it? Because why not? Like, it's a $60 set. I'd rather get those unique figures that you weren't... there was no other opportunity for than get 4, pilots.
Right, exactly, yeah. No, I totally understand that. I guess my biggest thing, though, is that because it's a figure that you want multiples of, you need multiples of it. Like, you need at least 2 of them to fit one TIE Fighter, then it's like, oh crap, like, it's in this base set, now what do we do? But I think there may be, like, a microfighter coming out with it in it, then that would definitely make things right.
I could see that, like a TIE Fighter, microfighter.
Right, yeah. The only thing now is, like, if we get a normal First Order TIE Fighter down the road, do they include 2 of the normal guys again, or like one of those and one of the Special Forces guys, or like how do they handle that?
Maybe by then they'll just be doing an update of one of the figures. They'll be like, I don't know. Maybe they're doing like additional printing on their bodies.
They'll have 3D pockets.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely the best side of the wave. I'm a real big fan of that evil BB-8. It's a very cool figure.
Yes,
and it makes sense because, I mean, when I was watching The Force Awakens, I kind of wondered, like, is the BB unit the most updated version of the astromech? Like, why don't we see more of them? And so it makes sense. I like it. It's cool. It'd be kind of cool too if there's like a dynamic between them two. Like one's like an evil twin of the other.
They're gonna have a really dramatic fight where they like start stabbing each other with their little electric prongs or whatever.
Yeah. Or they can just like both pull out lighters and.
They're gonna actually land on a lava planet and fight each other, and the evil BB-8's gonna fall in lava.
That would be the best thing ever.
Then there's gonna be a new trilogy about him.
I think there needs to be a spin-off movie of the evil BB-8. Maybe his name could be BBH8. BB-8. That would be fantastic.
That should definitely be a spin-off.
Yeah. BB-8, a Star Wars.
BB-8.
Star Wars movie. I'd take that over the Han Solo movie. But that's another story.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to
BB-8.
BB-8.
That may be the best idea I've ever come up with.
You should pitch Disney on that.
Dude, I'm going to email them right now. Okay, so now let's move on to the Resistance Bomber. That's...
probably my second favorite of the wave, for sure.
Absolutely. I really like the minifig selection. You get Captain Poe... No, you don't get Captain. You just get Poe in his, like, orange jumpsuit, but without the vest thing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, because that's how you see him at the end of The Force Awakens. Yep. So that can fill a void in, like, if you want to do a scene from the end of that movie. And you also get Vice Admiral Hordo, something like that. I don't know her name. Laura Dern. You get Laura Dern with pink hair. Very cool looking minifigure. I think it works.
Laura Dern as a raver, I think is what it is. But a lot of good.
You get feminist Laura Dern.
Yes, she's on her way to a rally. She's gonna go protest Trump in that set. Actually, that's where they're on their way to. But yeah, a lot of good pilot minifigures in that.
Yeah.
I know you don't like the original trilogy mold helmet on one of those pilots.
See, I don't understand why they're still doing this. Like, they released the updated helmets for like the new trilogy, and they all have the dual molded visor and the helmet, which is fantastic. It's a great piece. Yet, whenever they do the original trilogy style helmets, they just print the visor on the face. And I just think it's lazy. Like, if you're going to have this update, I think it should be a holistic update, not just something that you do with a set of figures, because you're only, like, pushing yourself further into a hole, because we're only going to get more and more of those, like, original trilogy helmets with special prints without the visor, and at some point they're going to have to update it, like, so you may as well just do it now, and just not have more figures you have to remake in the future.
Do you think they're just putting off an inevitable change?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Why, you don't think that they'll end up updating it?
I mean, I think, like, I wouldn't say that they would never update it, but I just think it's something that obviously no one at LEGO's thinking of. Like, they did it for the Resistance helmets because those are different helmets. Like, right. The shape is different, so they had an opportunity to kind of do something new. Whereas they've used that other mold since 1999. So it's just become it's like the battle droids. It's just become synonymous.
I guess so. I look at it this way: like, we got that atrocious X-wing cockpit for the longest time until they most recently updated, and they're still trying to hang on to it with the Y-wings. But I mean, they're slowly phasing that out. Yeah. So I think the helmets are gonna kind of suffer the same fate. They're gonna have to do it at some point. And I think just not doing it, like, it'd be like if, like, could you imagine if that new updated Han hair only came in that Death Star set? Like, that would be kind of ridiculous, right? Or, like, moving forward, if they release another Cloud City set with a Carbonite Han, and that just keeps the, like, old school Lego hair while every Han minifigure has the updated hair, like, I don't know. I think they could be doing more. Like, it seems kind of lazy to me that they would just kind of put off that change when every other helmet has it.
Yeah, I'm more or less okay with it, but like I wouldn't hate a new helmet. Like, it definitely make doing like custom pilots and stuff a lot easier.
Oh yeah, because everyone can have a unique face.
You'd have more than just one face to choose from.
You'd have more than a very happy guy or a terrified guy.
Yeah.
So then I guess we can get into it'd be the Star Destroyer or the Walker? I think it's the Star Destroyer.
Which one? The Star isn't the Star Destroyer the most expensive one? I think that's the $150 one.
Yeah, that's probably right. Okay, yeah. So the Walker is next, the Gorilla Walker, and this is probably my third favorite. When I saw the design of it at first, I thought it was the ugliest thing ever, but it's growing on me now that I've seen it from more angles. It doesn't look as bad. It still looks absolutely ridiculous, but it doesn't look as bad. Like, it's starting to fit more and more into Star Wars with me. And I love that we get the Captain Poe Dameron with the black leather jacket. We get the updated Rey. We get, I guess, the pilot. It's like a flame trooper style guy. And I feel like we get one more unique figure. I can't remember what, though. Do you know?
Was it a Resistance soldier in it?
Yeah, okay, well, I guess that's not a unique figure then. But yeah, I guess there's a Resistance soldier in there. But overall, like, I think it's a solid set. Like, I think Rey is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, the main draw in that set is the Rey figure, because that's her, like, in her, I guess, her Jedi form.
Yeah, Jedi Rey, Samurai Rey.
Yeah, the hair down.
Qui-Gon hair Rey.
At first I was really excited for what that was going to look like, but then I saw, like, they released more pictures of it with, like, the behind the scenes and stuff, but it really just looks like her scavenger outfit, but recolored.
Right, just recolored, yeah.
So then I was a little less excited. I thought they were going to do something really new, but hey, she changed her hair. That's cool, I guess.
Right. So then I guess at this point, like, which do you prefer, her, like, Resistance gear from the end of Episode 7 or her, like, new Jedi outfit?
I don't know. I kind of like her Resistance gear just because it was more different. Because, I mean, like, I guess it makes sense if she's going to, like, create her own, like, Jedi uniform or whatever. That would look like what she's used to.
She'd be wearing the same outfit that she's been wearing since she was at least 4 years old.
She's comfortable in it, so if you got to fight people, you might as well do it comfortably.
Right, yeah. So, any thoughts on the Gorilla Walker set?
I don't know. It's one of the sets that, like, I need to, like, see in person before I have a concrete opinion on it. Like, I don't know, like, I also need to see it in the movie.
Yeah.
If its head really does just look like a gorilla's face, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. That's
if you hit the point where you're just going too far.
It's too extreme. It's like It's like a 12-year-old's idea of like how do we make. If they were doing fan fiction for the Empire.
Right,
like, how do we make them... They're going to have an elite AT-AT called a Gorilla AT-AT.
Right, yeah.
And it's going to have red eyes with teeth hanging down on it.
Which is really funny, because gorillas don't really exist in the Star Wars universe, I'm sure.
Well, do any animals exist in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I mean, you have, like, Minox and Gundars.
What's a Gundar?
I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the Star Destroyer. I guess I said the Walker was my third favorite. I'd probably say this is probably my third favorite. I put the Walker behind this one because I think, like, I just love the design of the First Order Star Destroyer, and the way they pulled it off in the Lego set, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, no, and this is the set that comes with Snoke in his gold, like, Playboy robes.
You get Playboy Snoke.
In his beautiful blue eyes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never had a Star Destroyer Lego set.
He's so dreamy.
He is. I mean, you saw that close up picture of him, right?
Right. Yeah.
He's
man. He has smoked a few too many cigarettes, but
watch out, Poe Dameron. The most handsome guy in Star Wars anymore.
Snoke's gonna be Rey's love interest.
Oh God, I think he might be a little too old for her.
Nah.
Maybe he's actually young and he's just like scarred horribly.
Right. His species is just, I don't know.
Rey doesn't seem like someone that is strictly a outer appearance type girl.
Right, yeah. She definitely seems like one who would appreciate...
She's probably never seen herself in the mirror, so...
That's a good point. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I think the Star Destroyer is a fantastic set. It fills a void. We haven't had a Star Destroyer since, 2014?
Yeah.
So it works. I like it.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited.
So I guess that's going to finish up the Last Jedi talk. The last thing I kind of wanted to get into, and we'll keep this short because we're kind of running low on time, was how does the Last Jedi wave of sets kind of affect the Han Solo wave of sets? Yeah, because we usually just, we get, obviously, the Fall wave, which is usually corresponding with the release of a new movie, so, like, Force Friday or Rogue Friday. There's a Winter wave of sets, which is in January. And then I guess there's the summer wave of sets, usually like June, and that's usually all we get for Star Wars. So like, if there's a complete like brand new wave of like movie sets for the Han Solo movie, do you think they maybe just like skimp out on sets? Because like Rogue One seemed to get like a full array of sets across multiple waves.
Yeah. But
it seems they're in a weird position with this one because they're gonna have to follow up with more of the Last Jedi sets, maybe even Rogue One sets. And Han Solo sets, like...
Yeah, this is all assuming that the Han Solo movie does not get pushed back.
That's a good point.
Until we get to it, which I'm still not convinced it's going to come out in May.
I would not be surprised if it gets pushed back.
We both have feelings on the Han Solo movie, but...
They should just push it back until after I die, so that I don't have to ever watch it.
They should just keep pushing it back and just never release it.
It'll be, what is it? What's that game that people are always saying, like, oh, it's going to come out, but it never comes out?
There was Duke Nukem, but that eventually came out after, like, 11 years.
No, not that. It's, yeah, we're going to have to talk about this later, because there's...
Okay.
Alright, anyways.
But yeah, so what I think is, I think they're almost going to treat the Han Solo movie like one of the Marvel movies. Like, it'll be like Thor Ragnarok, where it'll be more than that, because, like, so Thor Ragnarok, the sets just came out for that movie. It's 2 sets.
Right.
Or, like, the Justice League movie. The Justice League movie is a big movie. There's only 3 sets.
Yeah, 3 sets.
So I think it'll be something like that. I think the first wave of the Han Solo stuff will be, like, a really small wave. Like, it'll almost be like they'll take away, like, one of, like, the secondary waves for The Last Jedi.
Right.
But they won't take it away, but half of them will be, like, Han Solo movie sets.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, it's so cramped, like...
Which... I mean, thankfully, it's the Han Solo movie that's coming out, so I don't have to feel too bad, but, I mean, what if this was, like, a really cool spin-off that we were looking forward to and hoping to get a lot of sets from, and then it has to be the one that they cut off because it's directly following The Last Jedi? Like, I think that's kind of sucky. I guess we won't have this problem anymore because they're going to try to stick to a May deadline, but it'll be really interesting to see how they handle these 2 movies coming out so close to each other. I think they'll probably do something where they'll just, like... I mean, because it's like... I mean, even if... I'm trying to think of, like, what could they possibly do for this movie? We obviously know very little about it. The Falcon would be an obvious choice, but if we get that this year, then it probably won't come out.
Oh, yeah, no.
I can't see them just doing a Han Solo movie Falcon. Maybe they'll do like maybe 4 sets for it, 4 or 5 sets, but none of them will be like big sets.
Yeah.
They'll just do like a wave of like very small contained sets for the Han Solo movie.
To get some of like the characters and stuff. Maybe get like a Lando.
Lando.
Not in his blue outfit though. It'll
Dude,
be like.
Can you imagine the fact that like we're probably going to get a young Lando before we get another updated Cloud City Lando?
Yeah.
That's so depressing. Like that's the probably the biggest missing updated figure from Lego Star Wars, and I mean we haven't gotten one in over 10 years.
There's only been one ever.
There's only been one, and it's one of the most expensive figures to get. Hopefully one day. Hopefully they just throw them in the Falcon, just kind of as like a here you go guys, thanks for waiting.
Oh, that's probably actually pretty likely. I mean,
you think they'll put them in there?
I think so. If they do, like if they style the characters like from either episode 5 or like Cloud City or something, like it would be a good opportunity for them to like a figure that they know people want.
Right.
A figure that's really hard to get.
Yeah. To
throw into a new Falcon, that's like a pretty good opportunity, I think.
I agree. They could even have like Lando taking a shot at Han on the box, like. Or they could have him like kissing Leia's hand, and then Han's kind of looking angry. They can have like a Leia blush face as like a unique print to it. That'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the new Han Solo sets. I think it'll be just pretty much a diminished wave. There's definitely not gonna be a $150 Falcon for it.
Maybe they'll just do 2 battle packs for it, like they did with Battlefront, and we'll never have to talk about it again.
It'll be Smuggler battle pack
and
a Bounty Hunter battle pack.
Bad guy battle pack.
Bad guy battle pack.
All right, guys. That's gonna finish up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We plan on getting together and doing as many of these as we possibly can. And that's pretty much gonna finish this one up.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it, a lot of good stuff. Got a lot of political and social problems solved today with this discussion. So.
We did. Honestly, this is what the world needs. Just a little discourse, just talking through your problems.
Exactly.
About children's toys, and we can make a difference. You and Rich Gang.
Like and subscribe.